Project Eden presents. Good day, ladies and gentlemen, this is Oleg Seriy and Marit Sabo. You're welcome to the World of Unicellular, written by me, Oleg Seriy and Marit Sabo. Episode number 1. Get fucking and read. I do not know whether this news is good or bad for you, but I have finished writing this book. Who am I? I'm crazy man, and I'm proud of it. This book is the adapted version of The Book of Rescue from the Doomsday 2012-2013 for the World of Unicellular. Moreover, it is a span new book. It's a book which was written by Antichrist in person. His name is Legion and his number is 666. You have been waiting for him and he has come to judge you by Doomsday. Here is me. He is inside and outside of me, the author of this book. Be dedicated, integrate trust, and then consciously describe everything, what was happened, what is going on, and what will be with this godless world, and write it in order that everyone can understand it. Alive and dead, born and unborn, clever and fool, beautiful and ugly, big and little, without depending on kind of their business preferences, color of skin and confession of faith, interior ability or exterior possibility. This book should not be large in order that makes sick, and should not be small to have no ambiguities. This book should be such as everyone wish to read it, while after reading it, haven't feeling sorry for expended time. Write the great book of all times and nations, and let be with us in all great times of all nations. I have done it. I wrote The World of Unicellular. Attention! It's not recommended to read this book for nervous unicellular, which at the physical or for persons inclined to suicide too. Of course, all of you can take and read it, but the whole responsibility by consequences for you after this occurrence will lie on you. It's interesting that those creatures who read and fragments of this book will got a bit of shock. Many of them were meditating about meaning of life, the others were reeling, and nobody knows what was going on with the third one. Important! All names and denominations in this book is a result of authors or anybody else's imagination in the world of unicellular. Therefore, there is no reason to identify them with others, not from the world of unicellular. Well, were you waiting for Antichrist to come? So he is here now, and I feel like mentioning that Project Eden Enterprise had for its start on the practice of putting scums in clink. Yet, I'm not sure because the first thing happened much earlier. Initially, the Project Eden Enterprise was the corporation of heaven. Later on, they moved to hell, and then the earth was their place. Next, as it appeared, all corporation had collapsed, and the universe discovered the single whole of Eden and the Liger. And who masterminded the project anyway? One and the same entity in its deepest incarnations and coronations. At first, the name was Lucifer, deployment site in heaven, who is the number one messenger of God's grace for the angels, the main channel for the angels to gain the love experience straight out from God himself. Then he was known as the devil. Deployment site is hell, who is a scapegoat now symbolically burdened with the sins of the demons. So they dropped their payback on him and alone all the debts, deadlines and doubts of their deaths and existence. After that he was called Marit Sabo. Deployment site is the earth, who is the divine master of material energy. No specification. The name tells its own story. The identification in the matrix is Oleg Seriy, the last incarnation and coronation. Sure, we can easily highlight in our humble opinions that the label and the brand of Project Eden Enterprise, together with its owner, the Antichrist and the Savior twisted and rolled into one person, and the Doomsday on Earth, so the Elysium showed up, never faded and last forever. Eden, the sign said so. The universe, or if you could be even more specific to say the microcosm of unicellular, Unicellular was worse than a little one. So, small and teeny that is successfully made room in this little book. In fact, it would fit on the palm to make a fistful of it, so this is the score of the after, and he really fancies his imagination. The same after. If you kill me, I'll be even mightier. If you don't kill me, I'll be even mightier. Maritava, the Divine Master of Material Energy. On the book presentation, I will not fuss over people anymore. I come right out with them, their morons. The citation from the outer statement at the Salvation book presentation in Western Ukrainian Freemasonry Center. Prior to reading this book, one should endeavor to understand the author's view. Announced at his first presentation within the 5th International Literary Festival and the 17th All-Ukrainian Publishers Forum on September 18th in 2010. That lasted from 1630 till 1800 in Rose, the most experienced Galicia restaurant, known among which says Freemasons. It was namely there that the author presented the first and unique The Salvation book from the Doomsday 2012-2013. The presentation was quite simply called Have You Escaped from the Doomsday Already? 2012. One moment of significance is that people took a rather skeptical stand toward this subject. Yeah, many of them took the Doomsday as science fiction stuff entirely. It was enough to cast a glance at snaps in press releases and photo reviews of the happening to make sure of it. People were smiling and even laughing. The happening quest stopped smiling right after the author called them absolute morons. Just like that. But it's that no one expected it. Some left the room right after these words, also there were some who remained. More importantly, there were unexpected nearly arrived ones. They were constantly carousing throughout the premises. Oleg Seriy announced to his personal photographer. It must be said that Oleg Seriy was the only one among writers and personalities given a presentation within international forum who had a personal photographer. Take pictures, please, of the whole auditorium. It's almost empty. People are not interested in spiritual growth. All they need is bread and circuses. Well, the majority is absolute morons. They don't even care about salvation from the death and doomsday. That has set in already. Well, tells the entire world and even the universe the bare truth that people are morons. They are watching dull TV series that model their brains. That's exactly what they do. Alas, the moronic mankind didn't make use of gnosis and even could not foresee the future. What would happen as a result of their thoughts and actions? Idiots. They even didn't want to escape from the doomsday and even didn't believe in it. That is already set in dolls. If honestly, Oleg Seriy also had been a moron, but then he stopped being the one. But this is an absolutely different story, the story of multicellular. It's another story so far. It's important to say that there were non-morons in the whole as well. It's required to say that only the ones who said through from the beginning to the end were not morons. They understood the importance and significance of the morality of the mankind. And they were listening attentively. They were asking no questions, save a couple of questions at the end. You need to wait for the end of the world neither on 2012, nor on 2026, nor on the hell knows which year. The doomsday has already set in. It's just that for unicellular morons the doomsday is a norm. Hence they don't notice and keep waiting for something. Why people are morons? Because they don't believe that the doomsday has already set in, due to morality of the mankind and have not noticed it, because around there is all corrupt. People are just bullshitting and nobody is doing anything. All around there is all jabbering and grifting. Next to nobody cares for spiritual growth. That's why Oleg Seriy for 1.5 hours has been telling why people are morons, and they had been listening to him and afterwards applauding. He was explaining that there is a cure for morality, his books, and the projects costs of the enterprise and the trademark of the same name Project Eden. Take his site alone, which professes the principle and the system of sovereignty of the people, Politico.net, and the site for solving problems, overcoming crisis, and so creating the national intellectual elite's best problem, full stop biz. After the ending of event, Oleg Seriy was applauded by all the audience. Yes, at that moment it was exactly 6 persons, that is how much is left at the end of presentation. Only one among figure 666, but their people were conscious. Oleg Seriy believes that quality is more important than quantity. Exactly those people state who had more chances for salvation from death and hell. They are much wiser, unlike the people morons, who do not see that the Doomsday has already begun and their spiritual level is in the complete ass. Oleg Seriy Maritabo stated that everyone person may become God, multicellular, because he is God in the potential, created by God's image and resemblance. If the person doesn't develop his divine abilities, he becomes a moron, unicellular, created by image and resemblance of Stinker. As one goes, this book which you are holding in your hands now was presented. It is important to understand that the children, Indigo, Crystal and others, first grab their sense of salvation from the doomsday that has come. The time has come when children will teach their parents, because only those who become similar to children will be able to enter the kingdom of heaven. Eden of heaven means that there is no place for demons, says after. Also, he showed a ton good to the rest of humanity. Besides, so did Einstein himself. Oleg Seriy moved to the forum, the main entrance. He presented his salvation book, and there, in the very heart, people came, put questions, many people. The most common question was, why the price of your book is exactly such one? And the price was simple as finger, 666 hryvnias per unit. Everyone received a different answer depending on the level of their consciousness. I am a doctor. I rescue everyone from the doomsday. There is a reaction on this book. There is a pulse. Author of anything and of any word. I will say this. I have no complaints to Jesus. He is a great guy, my best friend and brother. But I have a claim that you have done the evil business at his good name. And what the claims? And he as well also has them. Preface. Nevertheless, the author will speak out. All human vermin and beat gladness is collected in this book. All my anger is stopped up in here. Reading this book, it's important to realize that not all people are unicellular, and not all unicellular are people. And even if you are unicellular, you can become multicellular also. I thank all those who met on my way in this World of Unicellular. At first, thank God that allowed me to be born. Secondly, I thank the angel of light Lucifer for revolting into paradise, due to which all fallen angels, Nephilims, appeared on the earth. Thirdly, I express gratitude to my mother and give an earthly physical embodiment for signing the contract in the heaven on my birth, and to the biological father for my conception. Also, there is a special gratitude to all those who met on my way and helped me. I remember each of you on the name you are in my whitelist, and yet I offer gratitude to everybody who betrayed me, changed me, put me, cheated and dumped, dissembled and was on my way of achievement of my aims and dreams. Exactly due to you, those who offer me a blacklist, I became beast and attained the aims and dreams. The name for him was Beast, 666, and the essence of him was Legion, in unity, Maritabo. Yes, I was really angry, and every day I worked for 20 hours a day to attain that what I want. And I can declare bravely today, looking on yesterday, today and tomorrow, that I attained it. I thank all again, Because heroes usually appear in the days of difficulties, and Antichrist will appear as such hero at the end of the time, and all the world will belong to him. He will resolve all problems and all difficulties, and all people will worship him as to God. His Reverence Paul Che John. Volume 1. The World of Unicellular. Chronicling of People Life. This year, they haven't planned a military parade in the capital, and the traditional night salute was not planned as well. No wonder. What for? One cannot imagine as an Independence Day in a dependent country. The Sahara residents couldn't observe the Penguin Day, could they? And AIDS patients won't observe any such thing as the Day of Health. Svetlana Nedelka, Metro correspondent. The Unicellular observed Independence Day, while the moronic residents kept devising re-elections. The Gerkolubus Petrovatsers is a Unicellular nicknamed it as Nibiru or Planet X. It was a planet and spaceship of gods at the same time, or Red Planet. It was inhabited by my brothers and sisters Anunaki. In the past they used to arrive here and populate the planet Earth with their own kind. Their descendants were Egyptians, who later sunk into imbeciles, people. I was just busy smoothing the way, projecting for their landing and preparing for my departure. Having put the unicellular world in order, I was going to take off together with gods to broadcast to all galaxies about the past events on Earth. It's me, Maritsaba, who is known to the unicellular as God Hermes, or Hermes Trismegistus, or Hermes the Thrice Great, or Messenger of Gods, or in this case, Paraclete, or the Holy Spirit, or else the Spirit of Truth. So, today, ahead of time, I have said goodbye to my mother in this earthly material world. I told her that I was about to go on board her Colubus and take off together with Anunnakis, that is, together with heavenly gods who had come down to earth. Therefore, if I were off and left no messages behind, I bade her not to worry. Moreover, I decided to publish all my books before the Unicellular Doomsday, or Last Judgment, which I had described in the Salvation book from the Doomsday 2012-2013. Yes, I will take alone all my books to the gods on Gerkolubus. We will include them into the intergalactic curriculum. While down on your Earth, certainly, after introducing proper order, we will set up the Golden Age for you to survive a millennium. Outside, it was 2010 and 12:05 by my watch. I will remember this day as August 23rd, 2010. And what about you? Today, I was proclaimed a man. I felt as if the Assyrian slope pale on me. How many times have I to repeat you that I'm not a man? I'm simply an insane man. If a country X is a country of fools, it is necessary to be down with the country X, the same one. Introduction. Instead of publisher's word. There is no sense to publish books, especially the good ones. Rulers don't want moral renaissance. It's easier to rule the proud and stupid flock. Clever and intelligent ones are able to reborn their country, which not want the world vacations. Thereafter, one linking especially for Project Eden, publisher's word, instead of introduction. All the words in this book are just fantastic. Publishing house Project Eden time. Reader's word, no comment. There is no fabulousness at all, Karina. This book is the remedy for mental morality. Behold the truth. Oleg Seriy. World of Unicellular is your world and mine as well. Lucifer. Chapter 1. If Darwin said that humans are monkeys, consequently the humans are monkeys, or I am not right. Maritsaba. Nibiru Gerkolubus of X planet or planet of gods mentioned in ancient texts of Anunnaki, which means descended from heaven, was flying to us, that is to the earth. Once ages ago, Anunnaki flew up by the great spaceship station of Gerkolubus, known among unicellular as Nibiru or the X planet, and populated the Earth with their own kind. Since that time, once in some 1,000 years, Anunaki arrived to us to inspect. The matter is that planet X's orbit is elongated. That's how it happens that it sometimes approaches and sometimes leaves. And that is the reason to think about where aliens indeed. Even more, the decelerating link in the human evolution was not found yet. And then, if you don't see Gercolubus, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Do you see the rabbit? No, I do not also, but it is there, the map and rabbit. According to certain calculations, it is already absolutely close. In general, if calculations are true, in 2011, where will it be in the 5th month? The red planet that the great extrasensory individual Herbert Wells warned about in his book, The War of the Worlds, which describes events of alien invasion, Anunnaki gods, to the Earth. That is about to happen, and also the great foreteller Ursula Le Guin in Rakanel's Vault, and many others. It was personally warned by Alan Rakan about it. Deployment site is Rakanon, Amalgala 76. Word I declared in the Salvation book. Good science fiction writers are always extrasensory individuals. Buddha from the lane. In general, Nibiru planet, so-called Hercolubus according to this great theory and practice, would be supposedly seen even with unaided eye already in the middle of 2011. It may be observed without telescope, unlike how it's observed today in 2010. And on the 21 of December 2012, Nibiru will come close to the Earth and will begin to shine on the sky like bright red star as the second sun. That will be the time when in Mount Canyons the science people will be hidden in various houses. In Conjure of Harm the two suns will rise, and in China suddenly the king will die. But it will be after. And now is the World of Unicellular. Let's start from them, because they came to an end, have come, in the straight and figurative senses of this damned world. Slang of Unicellular even cannot be translated. The point is that there is only one cell in the brain of Unicellular, means only they. That's why the Unicellular even cannot imagine that some Gercolubus can be, and even more so the Anunnaki, and hadn't imagined. But they were, and moreover they were flying to us. Do you see Anunnaki? No, and I don't see too. And it is Anunnaki joking. Dear morons, a doomsday is in your brains, and rescue is on the same place. Marizabo. Symbols of the book. Attention, a new world. Attention, a new world repeats, try to remember it. Attention, the new world repeats again, very strongly try to remember it. SP for the reader. The new species of Unicellular wasn't used in the book earlier. For the reader, the new film of Unicellular wasn't used in the book earlier. The main problem of the society is that people are morons. The unique way of solving this problem is to become not morons, pass to community and to contract society. But it is very far, the after of the book. And led to scaffold people. To scaffold people you have to understand the meaning of the word scaff. Do you, for example, understand? No means sit and be silent. There is naked truth in this book. It is naked so much that is deeply simple fucking disaster. The same after. They will grasp our world. Who are they? Well, they. Whom do you mean? Well, this most, as them they are aliens. And do you think that they will grasp the world? Listen, and you want to grasp the world of walruses and the world of seagulls. In the day of Doomsday, only the devil had a sober view towards the world, and those who made the new heaven with him. The rest of the people were drunk. Who cares if I remain alive in this physical reality or not? Here is come in the whole planet as I am. They'll settle your planet or landing from the non-demons, their unknown demons, ships, or through usual physical incarnation. In such a way, I was born. The war for Earth has begun. You can make so, and the peace comes. Therefore, give up. Gods do not offer twice. So do I. Maritabo. In 2010, the author, in his The Salvation Book from the Doomsday 2012-2013, offers mankind that has had one's day allowing it for that to become gods till 25th of December 2012. That is before coming for sure flying on Earth, or before their birth here, usual physical incarnation, as I was born, who becomes them gods. Zeus will live on with them and opens in himself the demon of death. That is, the death of demons kill, generically, all demons inside and outside. And who is not, that will die. Unfortunately or fortunately, many people didn't pay attention on time to this great book, and they all died. Many by natural death. They called it of old age. A few by cataclysm. Though it was not important because there were those who remained. There we were. It is sages and prophets who must write books. The others might read them rather than write. I don't even remember the teller of it. Aliens are not human beings. Human beings are not aliens. It was the thought of the same humans, the very aliens. But obscure. In other words, non-humans. All in all, now it's quite complicated, entangled with lie and a far cry. Yes, now it's quite difficult to understand it. Therefore, I will start from the very beginning and not the end. As it's usually done, I will start and refresh my memory. That the beginning is me, a whole. A whole is not things surrounding it, as it is often described. A hole is an object in other plane. It is nothing but a black hole with no connection to things surrounding it. It is nothing but a black hole with no connection to things surrounding it. Do you want to hear the truth? Darn it, here is your unvarnished truth. Say Oleg Seriy, ho ho ho! They both they knew words and were clever. They always answered when they were asked, and had no doubts they were right. But in sober fact, they were mere riders than nothing but humans, one of the monkey species. They pronounced different words, for example, well, love, honor, conscience, order, peace, and had no idea what they were talking about. They had even no clue about the sense of any words they pronounced. The only thing that people could do was to repeat, though great monkeys had taught them to do it. Generally speaking, human beings are simply unicellular. They were so dull that even monkeys were cleverer than they. Then, the following question suggests itself. Why? What else to say these fossils?
Первый нах.
Yes, Donbass don't bullshit. Чивакуня.
Второй нах.
Firstly, monkeys, unlike people, don't eat themselves alike.
В десятке и не пят.
Secondly, monkeys are teachable and trainable. As, for example, when on one of the islands a monkey began to wash sweet potato, after a short while all the monkeys started to do this. What for should they eat sweet potato with sand? And people acquired the contrary. Eat sweet potato with the sand instead of washing it off. And the same goes, people lap it up and the same. Thirdly, monkeys can settle it among themselves and harmoniously coexist, unlike people who kill themselves alike by means of pseudo-wars, pseudo-medias, pseudo-science, pseudo-religion, pseudo-culture, pseudo-banks, and so on.
Алло, это прачечная?
Хуячечная. Управление культуры это. Номер правильно набирай.
Fourthly, monkeys have sex whenever they want and not when they are paid for or given certain preferences, the way people got used to. Fifthly, monkeys help each other in time of need, working on the principle of mutual supportiveness and not pass by, the way people got used to. And finally, sixthly, monkeys are more adequate in terms of clothes, choice, and like people. Monkeys wear their natural clothes the Mother Earth endowed them with, and like people don't hide their charms and virtues from the rest of the world. So, I hope it became quite evident to you that people are at a lower stage of transformational growth than the monkeys. If not, read from the beginning one more time. If you do not understand again while you are reading this line again, so this book is not for you. Each man is God, multicellular, by his potential, made after the image and likeness of the Creator. And if he is a man, fails to develop his godlike abilities, he becomes a moron, unicellular, made after the image and likeness of the creature, Oleg Seriy. Millicents were the bodybuilders in the unicellular world. Since militia, police, or the cops were placed over their buildings, their main task was to uncover crimes, and it should be said they understood it in their own way. Rather than to entrap the criminals, villains, bastards, they entrap decent people, usually not that shifty and sly, while beating the shit out of them, literally or to death, for real, with their arbitration. To stay alive, a decent man had to confess crimes he'd never committed. Thus, the crimes were uncovered well. The papers and mass media of the unicellular were announcing that no, and again. The unicellular used to drink and smoke, thus killing themselves daily. Moreover, the unicellular applied toxic chemicals to print phrases. A typical unicellular yearly poured 2 liters of shampoo over him. Female species covered their nails with lacquer, an order of 11 millimeters each year, and ate up an order of 100 grams of lipstick, and another 20 grams of women's lips were eaten up by male species. These same male species coated themselves by more than 2 meters thick of shaving cream every year. And this is apart from toothpaste, soap, detergents, powders, and cleansers. The ambience of the unicellular was so rich with chemistry and synthetics that every bathroom of unicellular should have borne a chemical hazard scene. But there were no such scenes. Practically all their cosmetics and personal care products contained SLS. Poison, and also 15 more similar components. Namely, by this reason, shower gels corroded the skin. The cheap and the elite cosmetics were bottled out of a single barrel. The creams contained parabens and encouraging cancer. There were mercury, arsenic and lead in the lipstick, and anti-dandruff shampoos only produced dandruff. Baby cosmetics usually consisted of toxins and lead. Fossil oil in various poisonous combinations was present in a lot of beauty products, along with other chemically dangerous substances. It was just unreal to get to this stuff production site without a gun, and whatever the unicellular were using, they were poisoning themselves with it. That was one of the small deceptions daily suffered by those poor unicellular, deprived of the good one, and even this deception was colossal. Every few centuries, at the crucial of mankind moments of history, when the evil on the earth has an opportunity to gain the upper hand, higher forces higher and send a powerful warrior to the earth. Mysterious son of destiny, about whom one says different prophecies, starting with Nostradamus, the Gospel, and till the last prophecy of Fatima. According to the legends and some prophecies, the age of which is more than 5,000 years, he was born in the most hidden and inaccessible part of the universe, in the center, from which the whole life originates, and where those are who invisibly rule us. He was forged from the iron by the hand of the god, and tempered stronger than steel by the will of destiny. He will rule the earth with his iron hand, and will set on the world's throne only the worthy candidate. On earth, as a punishment for his excessive boldness, braveness and force, he will be forced to fight for your hand and heart. He was seen by many people. The whole world history is often using his name, but nobody knows anything about him for sure. Many thousand years ago, he saw evil for the first time. He swore to destroy it. His strength and power is undeniable throughout the universe, and even the Lord of Darkness is afraid to deal with him and wants to heap up his legions. The Greeks used to call him Ares, god of war. The Romans, Mars. His armor is not a super costume or super force, but iron will, steel character, unlimited cunning and reckless courage. His freedom-loving and rebellious nature didn't allow him to bow to any of the His freedom-loving and rebellious nature didn't allow him to bow to any of the kings. His motto is justice and love, but under this impenetrable armor hides a very different person, not a Superman, sin-scarred and inconsolably exhausted by his fate. The same little boy from the Garden Eden. But still there is something that is even stronger than him. Will, his external love, managed to break through the armor and get him back to the light until it becomes too late. That is only the beginning of the most famous ancient legend that began even before the foot of the first man stepped on earth. How will it end? Nobody knows it yet, but eventually we all will find that out. Philip Victor Robin Dwyer. Well, firstly, the most mighty warrior is getting his mission not once in several, but once in many centuries. Secondly, nobody assigns his missions to him, he takes it himself. Thirdly, he is already tired of those missions and striving for rest. Fourthly, the warrior is not his name. Well, he has a lot of names, but just 3 of them are the key ones. Stage 1, Lucifer. Eden is his deployment site, evolution. Stage 2, Antichrist. Hell is his deployment site, degradation. Stage 3, Marisaba. Earth is his deployment site, evolution. And on the earth he was forced to fight to get as much as Eve herself. In various incarnations preceding the universe's coronation, he loved her, seduced and fucked her once back in Eden, being the supermagician called Lucifer, which means literally bringing light. Yes, he really was, and is brave and impertinent enough to woo Eve. But he is also modest and vulnerable, and this side of his life is nearly unknown. He is cruel, but he feels real pity for all that he punished or is punishing. He is wise, but you will hardly manage to find a better fool. Well, that is the one. Full of contradictions and conformities, randomness and regularity, strength and weakness, love and hatred, wisdom and stupidity, hurt and evil. When a unicellular is talking to the Lord, it's called prayer. But when the Lord is talking to unicellular, it is called schizophrenia. Anecdote. But let us get back to the world of unicellular. How was it created? Well, there is a theory about the one who has created those unicellular alone with their word. Actually, their turmoil. The theory was developed by a great poster called Shiga, rated as Spartasian. By the time of our discovery of his great unicellular world creation theory, he had already made as much as 2,110 posts. He is from Sarani, and his theory is from there too. Posted Friday, December 31, 2004, 1:40 a.m. Post subject: The official religions of the Flash Mob Party. Jamjigism. Introduction. Me, Guru, Farid al-Sarani ibn Rinat ibn Khalfimullah ibn Harufullah ibn Guru Buddhas, present a new face to all those living on the earth. This is a religion which is the kind of a prophecy written from the words of an enormous guy. Let's call him this way, the dude, just to be precise. So the dude revealed a horrible story to me. The whole world is created by Jamjik, the god of pot and marching ground, who is the highest being as far as a real Jamjiman understands it. Well, I did write the story, but in a condition the dude was any folk could have made a hash of it. In short, believe me or not, but it goes as follows. That is the end of the first episode of the World of Unicellular by me, Oleg Seriy and Marisavan. The music was by Project Eden Enterprise.